Thanks for tuning into the video. Today we're going to install a GGB exhaust system on this 2022 CFMOTO Z-Force 950 HO-EX. This unit comes from the factory with a stock dual exit exhaust system. The GGB exhaust is going to help this machine sound better, run cooler, and also shed a little bit of weight. So let's take this thing for a rip, then we'll get it into the shop, install the GGB, and then take it out for another ride and see the improvements. Guys, that should give you an idea of what the stock exhaust sounds like. It's not super loud. It doesn't really sound bad at all. You know, it could use a bit more growl, some of those lower frequencies, the mid to lows, give it that more tuned sound. I mean, realistically, you slap an exhaust on any machine and it sounds better. And it's always about finding that balance. You don't want it to be annoying, you don't want it to be obnoxious, but you do want it to sound good and tuned. So that's the cool thing about these GGB exhaust systems. They only range about 2 to 3 decibels over stock. They don't make a lot more noise. What they do is they refine the sound. So what we'll do now is we'll rinse off the machine, pull it into the shop, take off the stock exhaust, install the GGB slip-on system, and then take it out for another rip and see how it sounds. We got the GGB exhaust in the box here. This is a slip-on system, so it just replaces the stock muffler. It's a very easy installation. You don't need any fancy tools. You don't need any special skills. It shouldn't take too long to do. You just pull off the old muffler and replace it with this badass new unit from GGB. Let's dig in here and see what's inside. Oh yeah, I'm liking what I see already. Sweet, stickers. There she is. Oh, nice. I love the fact that they maintain the dual exits. Damn, that's nice. Dual spark arresters, one on each side. Removable, of course. Full stainless exhaust. Full stainless internals. There is no fiberglass packing in this. This is a lifetime system. You can get it wet. You can submerge it. You don't have to worry about anything rotting out. You don't have to worry about repacking it or servicing it. Once you install this, you can just forget about it, and it's going to serve you well for many, many years to come. Really nice high flow flange design on there. Nice bracket. Really nice clean look. Let's get a closer look at this. All these systems are dyno tested and flow tested, and they all conform to noise regulations. These systems aren't much louder than stock, usually coming in at around 2 to 3 decibels louder. They idle a little louder, but at wide open throttle around 5,000 RPM, they don't put out much more volume than the stock exhaust on your machine. And I guarantee you, they sound better. As you can see here, there's basically just one hanger and then this flange with 2 bolts going through it. So super easy install like I mentioned. Let's pull the stock exhaust off and get this thing installed. We got the CFMOTO lifted up on the hoist for some easier access. We'll start off by taking this plastic piece off. Definitely some interesting design cues on this machine. There's 2 10mm bolts on each side of this shield. Let's pull those off. There's one more up here. Now, I don't know if you actually have to pull this off, but I'm guessing you do to get good access. And since it only takes a moment, might as well. There's 3 8mm bolts here. These are for your optional trailer hookup. They used to come with these. Our license plate light is plugged into here, so let's unplug that. Now we can see the OEM heat shield covering the muffler here. It looks like there's a rubber hanger that you just slide into on this side. And then there looks to be a bolt holding the muffler on right in the center there. Right there, you can see it. It's centrally mounted on top of the muffler. That's pretty much what holds it in there, along with the 2 bolts in the flange. It's not too hard to get to from behind here. Oh, actually, this one here isn't the right one. There's one above it. That's the bolt up there that we gotta get out. You can pull this top panel and it'll give you a little bit more access and light in there. With that top panel out, it's easier to get in here, and then the bolt is literally right over here. You can feel it with your fingers and you can get in there pretty easy. I can't really get a shot of it, but go ahead and undo that. You can get a ratchet and a wrench in there. It's a 15 mil wrench on one side, ratchet on the other. There we go. Not a nice place to get into, but also not overly difficult. If you guys would like to see more shop-related install videos on the CFMOTO, then check out the channel. We'll be doing a full build on this unit. This is just one of the first parts. Make sure you hold on to that hardware. I got the nut off. I'm gonna leave the bolt in to hold the muffler up there because we're gonna reuse all this hardware. Now we'll go ahead and we'll remove these two bolts holding the muffler onto the headers. There's a gasket in between there, and these just thread in to the header. These are a 13 mil. You'll see there's a spring there. It holds tension on it so it doesn't back out, and so that it can expand and contract with temperature changes. We're reusing these as well. Set those aside safely. Now we'll get the bolt out from the top of the muffler, because there's still a hanger holding it in there, in addition to this bolt. So that's the bolt. We're reusing these as well. Set them aside. Now this muffler should slide right out. It's on a rubber hanger there. There we go. When you are jiggling it out, just make sure you don't damage that exhaust gasket. Ooh, that is super heavy, guys. Super heavy. Here you see that's the bolt we took out. Look at all that space. There's the stock header, and that stays in place. You can see the reusable gasket there. I nicked it a little bit pulling it off, but that's not an issue. There you can see both the headers into the collector that goes into the muffler. Here we've got a good shot of the back side of the engine and one of the valve covers there. Now we have to do the mandatory no exhaust, fire up. It does not want to run right without the back pressure too. It's trying to die on me when I hit the gas. Sounds like a dirty tractor. All right, let's get the exhaust on there and see how she sounds. A little comparison here of the two systems. That's the stock muffler there versus the GGB. The GGB is way lighter, and obviously it looks a heck of a lot better. It's much smaller, and it has way less weight. So we've got to remove this hanger, the rubber isolator, and put it on our new muffler. Don't lose these two washers. Pop that guy back on there and snug them up. You don't want this thing to be clamped in there so it doesn't move. It's got to move a bit. Now with that hanger transferred over, we can reinstall the exhaust. We'll slide this hanger in first. Whoops! Don't do that. And then we can position our center mount, and then we'll put our bolt back in. Try to line up the gasket too so you don't damage it. Wiggle it into place there. And it should line up pretty easy. A lot more space working with this new muffler. Okay, I got that bolt through there. I'm just gonna start that nut finger tight. Okay, once that nut's finger tight, we'll go ahead and we'll start the nuts on the flange here that mate the muffler to the header pipe. The piece on the header rotates and spins so that you can line it up nicely, and it should pull it all into place against that gasket. Make sure you get these started nicely by hand so you don't cross thread anything. And torque them both down evenly. Super easy install, guys. Doesn't get much better than this. Personally, I like to hand tighten fasteners like this so I can get a good feel for them. Make sure everything's going on snug and even. Wow, that pipe looks so much better already. I can feel it nicely pulling into place against the gasket now. So just keep going back and forth and tightening them evenly. You don't have to go crazy on these, but you do want to get them tight. Yeah, until the springs kind of collapse on themselves. That's on there, nice. Sealed up against the gasket. Oh yeah, that's looking way better already. Unfortunate you can't see it more. There's that silly bracket up here. And the license plate light. I guess I will put that plastic piece back on. It looks kind of naked without it. Looks silly. Maybe once I get some bumpers for it, it'll look better without the plastic. But right now I think it's kind of weird looking with just this bracket there. Okay, now we'll just tighten up that center bolt for the main hanger with our 15 mil. Oh yeah, that's on there good. Looks nice. Can't wait to hear it. Let's just reinstall this guy now. Start by connecting our license plate light. 3/8 mils up here, 10 mil over here. 2 10 mils on each side like we did when we removed them. That exhaust is looking sweet there. Those dual tips look awesome. Well, that looks sweet. I guess now we gotta hear it, right? So let's hear what it sounds like, and then we'll take it for a test drive and really lay into it. Alright, that sounds awesome. Way better than I expected it to, actually. That idle sounds mean and throaty in comparison to stock. I can't wait to go lay into this thing out in the back field and see what it sounds like under load. This is the best part. GGB makes systems for most popular applications in the UTV world. Check out their website for a full listing of options. They also make a ton of badass snowmobile systems. Anyways, enough talking. Let's go try this thing out. Freaking awesome, guys. I'm so impressed with the sound of this exhaust. It's really made this machine a lot more fun. It seems a lot louder, but when you actually read the decibel ratings on the GGB website, you'll see decibel wise it's not much louder than stock, but the way they've tuned it, the frequency of the exhaust has changed so much. It sounds like a completely different machine. It is so much more fun to drive like this. An exhaust is one of those modifications that really impacts drivability because it changes the way the vehicle feels and sounds, both to you and everyone around you. So, like we've said in the past, too loud can be annoying. Not loud enough leaves something to be desired. Once again, I think GGB nailed it. This exhaust sounds perfect. If you want a GGB exhaust for your machine, check out their website. They've got a whole lineup of different exhaust systems for all the popular UTV models, and they're adding new models. Super easy to do yourself. Literally, probably a 15-minute job if you hustle. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. Also, check out some of our trail riding videos. And we've also got a bunch of other shop videos if that's what interests you. As always, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Ride safe out there.